And you can't read this because you don't see black.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Are you colorblind, Jay?
No, I just don't want to look at their little ass screens.
Okay.
Like the whole time.
Fair enough.
That's why I have a 70-inch TV.
Alright.
Yeah.
Act 2, people, Haddonfield Police Station.
You can turn up the contrast. Yeah.
Haddonfield Police Station, late evening, sir.
Bracket's desk has various items on it, awards, a pack of Nicorette, a coffee mug that says, "Cops do it by the book," matches from the Rabbit and Red Lounge, and a newspaper of the Haddonfield Gazette. A photograph of he and his wife and daughter sits on his desk. Brackett hangs up the phone and sits back in his chair. Someone knocks at the glass. Deputy Gary Hunt, 37, blonde, husky, like a California surfer dude, opens the glass office door.
Sheriff, this is Dr. Sam Loomis. He came all the way from Smith's Grove.
Now we get to see Sam Lewis, now age 52. His head is all but bald except for a tiny ponytail in the back. He wears a shorter beard and mustache and also has a bombardier green leather air cavalry jacket with various patches.
Hello, Sheriff Brackett. I'm Dr. Sam Loomis.
Brackett gets up and they shake hands.
Boy, you really are serious about this Michael Myers business.
I'm dead serious, Sheriff. They regard one another.
You don't regard.
They regard one another and sit down across from the other.
I'll be at my desk.
Thank you, Deputy Hunt. I gotta tell you, Doc, I really am not worried about a 20-year-old murder case with a catatonic patient.
He's not Sheriff. I don't expect you to understand where I'm coming from. This whole time, nobody seems to be able to sense the danger behind my patient. But I am telling you that Michael Myers is coming here to Haddonfield.
Why, Doc? Why is he coming here?
It is the 20-year anniversary of Myers' murder. It's his anniversary.
So, why do you wait 20 years? Why not 10?
I can't say. I just know he survived that bus accident and he's on his way.
Okay, beef up the security. I'll put out an APB first thing tomorrow, and by Sunday morning, we'll be drinking coffee and donuts. Sound good? Will that make you happy?
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm going to be staying at the Yablans Motel, so please, here is my pager number.
Nah, eh? Air Cav, what year did you serve?
1965 to 1966, I was 19 years old.
I was there 71 infantry. In the Valley of Ladrang?
Yes, I served in the 84th Battalion, Airborne Division.
Well, thank you for your service. You saw some pretty terrible things, eh? Tell me,
To a bulge in the pocket.
is that why you still carry that? Loomis?
Loomis opens his coat and pulls out an M79 grenade.
Jesus.
Good detective work. Oh, don't worry, it's not live. It's my good luck charm. For all intents purposes, it's a dud. It was never meant to kill me, but it never did detonate. I keep it with me to remind me.
Remind you of what?
That miracles happen, Sheriff.
Well, if you say so. But I don't put much stock in miracles. Look, Doc, I'm not trying to step on your expertise. You were in country, I respect that. But do you really believe a mental patient who's supposedly been traumatized for the past 20 years is going to walk over 100 miles back to Haddonfield?
That's exactly what he is going to do.
On the highway, at night, music starts. See road sign, Hatfield, 50 miles. The shape is on the side of the highway, a black caped figure, moving slowly but directly down the side of the road. A large Mack truck passes it by and blows the horn. The shape continues its trek without pausing. The truck pulls over up ahead, lights on while the radio music plays. Hold on. I'm coming. That's Sam and Dave. The truck cab at night, a greasy 40-something truck driver with a Harley-Davidson baseball cap and name tag, Tommy Lee, swings open his door, which reads, Pork Chop Express, and hops down onto the road.
Tommy Lee.
Pause for 1 second. Hold on.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Sorry, I messed up, but we got lost for a moment.
It's okay, I'll get you.
I apologize.
No problem.
Here we go.
Look like no expressway to me.
No idea.
Get us out.
You want to know the parking lot? Dog.
They got it, they got it.
What's that one about today? Excuse me, do you have a Miss Piggy?
Okay. Hey partner, you're gonna get killed walking like that. What'd she say? I give you a lift, at least to the next town.
The shape nears him and continues to walk right past him, completely ignoring him. Tommy Lee watches in astonishment.
What the hell?
What the hell? What the, what the hell? Is this some kind of Halloween prank?
He catches up to the shape and tugs his cape from behind.
Hey man, did you hear what I said?
The shape pauses and stops, breathing deeply. Something is wrong. Tommy Lee senses it. He wavers and backs up.
Someone is gonna get your ass over dressed all in black.
The shape turns slowly and looks at Tommy Lee. He looks to the rig. He tilts his head left to right.
What are you, mute? Halloween is tomorrow. Take off the mask and tell me where you're heading. Capiche?
The shape nears him as we pull into the tight close-up of both their faces. Face to face, squishy sounds. Tommy Lee gasps and clutches the sides of his shape's black caped shoulders. He starts drooling and sliding down to the ground. You cannot see what damage the shape has done, but it is obviously not good. Tommy Lee's face hits the asphalt ground as he bleeds and drools out of his mouth. The shape walks past the dying man. His head is bloody but weapon-free, and he climbs into the rig.
Voice.
Put your foot on the brake. Take hold of the steering wheel.
The shape follows the voice's instructions as the truck's lights switch on and pulls forward. The truck then runs over the body of Tommy Lee as it shifts gears into overdrive and blasts away onto the highway as if some banshee were at the controls. We bear the whole blues song blaring in the radio. Hold on, I'm coming. Hotel room, late night. Loomis is settling in for the evening. He has several books and case files on his bed. One called The Feast of Samhain is about Celtic Druid magic spells and mythology. Others about psychology and psychopaths, and even some on demonology. Loomis flips through the books. His part's highlighted in bright orange marker.
On the eve of Samhain, any individual marked by the curse of Thorn will attempt to reach the fullest potential power by sacrificing by fire at the highest of Summit Point, signifying being closest to the moon. This phenomenon, which then end at midnight, bringing on the day of All Saints and then rendering the cursed individual powerless.
He flips through pages. Pictures of the demons Moloch and Mammon take up a full page. One is a grotesque elongated mouth. On yet another page is the Hindu deity Kali, with 6 arms holding a scimitar, Indian swords. He closes the book. He removes his shirt, and we see graphic war wounds on his body. A bayonet slice from the tip of his sternum under his left pectoral, some burn marks on his back from shrapnel. This person has taken some wear and tear. He puts on his robe and sits down before the television. The television clicks on with the silver shamrock mask jingle commercial. One more day until Halloween. Loomis switches the channel.
What garbage.
Yeah, who's doing the weather?
Who's doing the weather? Well, it looks like Haddonfield is in for some snowstorm tomorrow night, maybe even 6 to 8 inches. Things will be dropping down to a cool 33 degrees after the sun goes down. So, which means you may want to get your trick-or-treating done early.
You'll come now, won't you, Michael?
He lifts up a Smith & Wesson. 6-shooter begins to place bullets into the chambers. Cyanide solution and a lit candle sit nearby. The bedroom in the Brackett residence at night. Brackett and his wife Nancy, 42, but looks younger, in bed.
Look. When you're at this party tomorrow night, you tell Jamie to keep an eye out for anything unusual, all right?
What are you talking about, usual? It's Halloween. Isn't everything supposed to be unusual?
Listen, sweetie, it's my job. Not only that, but I'm your protector. What good would I be if I failed to live up to that job?
You'd still be good for some other things. She kisses him.
Do tell.
Fixing laundry machines, outdoor hedge trimming, throw out the garbage.
Wah. Here I'm thinking you're gonna get romantic or maternal and you see me as a handyman.
Okay, handyman. You protect me, deal?
Of course it's a deal. I will protect you. You and Annie both. You're the love of my life.
Lee Brackett, you are
Oh,
not...
no, that should be her. Nancy should say
Oh,
that. He's sitting there. I don't know why that's supposed to be Nancy.
How did he get in the
That's not,
bedroom?
it's like, what
So it's that type of movie.
Shape-shifting into the...
All right.
I
Nancy,
guess
I'm
that's how
sorry.
he's not is just for fixing things.
I'm sorry, yeah. Nancy.
Alright. Lee Brackett, you are not a sentimental guy. Would you look at this? I am impressed.
Okay, very funny. You all think it's funny, huh? You and your daughter have the same smart aleck genes, I see. About tomorrow? Forget it. You got nothing to worry about. Not a thing.
He shuts out the side lamp and rolls over to comfortably snuggle his wife.
That's right. Everybody laugh. That's right. Laugh at me.
Haddonfield City Limits Mall.
That
Shopping
was-
bag in the morning. The big rig is parked way back behind the loading docks of a mini mall behind the grocery store. The Shape has already made his way out across the empty field and discovered that an abandoned Lost River Drive-In movie theater is its next destination. He stalks to the empty lot and finds the projection booth. He enters the booth and shuts the door behind him. It is silent and eerie, except for that we can hear his breathing. Saturday, October 31st, 1998, Halloween. Police station, briefing room, in the early morning. Brackett has most of his deputies in active patrolmen in a large briefing room with a whiteboard on the wall and a TV on a cart. There's a picture of the adult Michael Myers' face on the television monitor with his stats and the information written on the board behind him. Loomis sits nearby drinking coffee.
Okay, so here's the thing. I want everyone to treat this as a precautionary measure. If you see anything out of normal, you call for backup immediately, and then proceed to check it out. For as far as we know, Michael Myers may have burned to death in that bus accident, but since it is the 20-year anniversary of the Myers murders, and since his body was not recalled from that wreck, we're going to throw caution to the wind, keep our mouths closed, and our eyes open. Any questions?
Sheriff, what exactly are we looking for?
I don't know. Anything out of the ordinary. Loomis, would you care to elaborate?
Loomis takes the lectern and addresses the police.
I can tell you this, Sheriff, deputies, and Mr. Hunt, do not underestimate this man by any means, and whatever you do, make sure he is cuffed and secured before attempting to transport him. Please, thank you, that's all.
Okay, and let's make sure everyone watches everyone else's backs and fronts and sides while we're at it.
Loomis moves away from the lectern as the police disperse with various assignments. He and Brackett discuss away from the others.
So I don't know what else we can do, but
I have a feeling that he will go home.
Strode House out on Lampkin Lane.
Strode's?
Strode family bought the Myers house about 10 years ago. Laurie Strode is their daughter. My own daughter's Annie's good friend. You think he's gonna go there?
I'd say it's a good bet. His old house. Michael has anniversary syndrome. This is why he becomes increasingly dangerous every Halloween.
Well, Doctor, the Struds are having their annual Halloween party. They will pack in almost 50 people tonight, so the more people, the better, right?
Let's just hope you're right.
The Strode House, later in the afternoon. The autumn glow of the bright orange October sky gives way to leaves falling and repelling from the trees as the camera cranes down into a long take Panaglide shot beginning outside the Strode's fantastically decorated front lawn. Mr. Sandman by the Cordettes plays on the soundtrack as we glide across the lawn and notice young children in full trick-or-treat regalia making their way from house to house. The camera pans all the way to the back door of the walk and basement level where Lori, dressed as Sarah Connor from the Terminator 2 movie, military costume, greets Annie dressed as Ellen Ripley from the Aliens movie, complete with toy flamethrower, and Linda as Drew Barrymore from The Scream, complete with a blonde bob wig.
Great idea, the three of us as famous scream queens.
As they pass into the basement, a camera follows them. This is the teenage area of the party. It is still early, so just a handful of teens have arrived and sit about the well-decorated basement. Posters to just about every scary movie released in the 80s adorn the walls, and a big screen TV plays in the corner.
Rich goes. Welcome back to NUF.
Welcome back to WNUF's Halloween Marathon. We got a great lineup of movies for you kids, starting with George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead from 1979.
They pass the TV as the Son of Savingulio show plays, tracking upstairs to where they reach the adult area of the party. Beer and alcohol drinks line tables upon tables of food and sweets. Somebody really spent a shitload of money here. Miss Strode is dressed up as the Wicked Witch of the West, and her husband is a flying monkey. Nancy Brackett is also there, dressed as a Catholic nun.
Jamie?
I want you guys to know that the kids will be upstairs and the teens downstairs. That way everyone gets their own peer group and everyone is happy.
Annie, Paula, and Laura cross through the rooms in the kitchen, which is generally filling up with adults. As they get to the next set of stairs, we follow them to the upstairs. We can hear kids squealing and playing. The upstairs is a madhouse. Kids are playing games and eating sweets. The stereo system is blaring Alice Cooper's The Man Behind the Mask, and another big screen TV is playing Dawn of the Dead as a title here on screen.
That's not Alice. So Tommy and Lindsay, show Annie your costumes.
Tommy Doyle, 8, and Lindsay Wallace, 8, are dressed as the Scarecrow and Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Lindsay? I think I'll miss you the most.
Oh my God, so cute. Let me take a picture. Pose.
Annie snaps a Polaroid as the kids freeze and pose in place. Her mother, Nancy, sneaks up behind her, dressed as a Catholic nun. She spooks her with a joy buzzer on her backside.
Yeah. Whoops, Mom, you scared me. It's Halloween, hon. Everyone deserves one good scare. We pass them all, but...
You pass them all by and float right out the upstairs window and into the neighborhood. 45 Lapkin Lane, Strode House, dusk. The camera cranes down from the Strode window and we descend into the busy hustle-bustle of the Saturday afternoon holiday block. There beyond the trees is the boogeyman, aka the Shape. He blends in perfectly with everyone else. His camouflage rendering him the perfect chameleon predator in this innocent day. We pull right up next to his face and hear his deep breathing.
Go into that house right now.
The Shape stalks around the driveway into the backyard of the Elrons, Harold 74 and Maud 71. Sure enough, the screen door is open. He casually walks in. Elron's kitchen. Miss Elron is busily making a ham sandwich with a large slab of meat and rye bread at her cutting board. Mayonnaise jar and mustard stand nearby.
Mrs. Elron? Let John do it. Do it, John.
Well, you want mayonnaise on your sandwich?
Mr. Elrond is, however, asleep in his easy chair at the beginning of the scene of Dawn of the Dead plays on the TV screen. The shape stands neatly in the back of the room, not calling attention to himself. He slowly stalks behind the woman as she looks over to her sleeping husband.
Harold, you're sleeping again? 2 naps today?
The shape regards the Crocus ham and sees a butcher knife and a large meat cleaver with a tenderizing corner. He chooses the cleaver and, as if he was a ninja, disappears from the room without a sound. Miss Elrond turns, just missing him leave the kitchen as she goes back to make the sandwiches. Strode House at dusk. Down the street we can see the infamous truck parked. Around a hedge we see the shape watching and waiting.
It's your ground. Defile it once more.
He watches as a group of costumed teens walk up, and he fluidly blends right in behind them. Jamie opens the door, and a small group disappears inside. Strode party, main floor. The shape blends in with others like ether, hiding in plain sight. He floats behind several adults conversing on a couch. Nancy notices him, but Jamie does not.
So who is the man behind the mask?
Jamie?
Oh, that's one of Eddie's friends. I think, Lonnie. Elon's
So
older
who
brother.
is the man behind the mask? Oh, that's one of Annie's friends. I think it's Lonnie and then his older brother, Greg.
You sure, Jamie?
It must be. Great costume. The Grim Reaper.
The shape finds the mudroom and quickly descends directly through the basement door. The street, Larkin Lane, from a high angle. Snowflakes begin dropping over so slightly from the sky as the dim light grows and the wind suddenly picks up with an alarming speed and sound. Whoosh. Smash cut to a Hudson patrol car at dusk.
Starting to snow out here, Sheriff.
Weather said we were in for it. The salt truck will be out.
Copy that. I contacted him already.
Joe Grizzly,
Nope, Rob Cummings.
thank you, my good deputy, for being on top of things.
Loomis sits next to him, briefly checking his gun.
Smith & Wesson, huh?
Heightens my sense of security.
Brackett goes to light a cigarette, stops, tosses it out the window. Loomis smiles at him.
Trying to quit, not just for me. My wife believes in secondhand smoke syndrome, and my daughter does too.
And what do you believe in, Sheriff Brackett?
Well, I'm kind of a simple guy, you know, small town. Good job, nice folk. Don't rock the boat. Keep the peace, you know.
I meant more on the lines of what you can't see.
What I can't see. Look, I never been one to go to Sunday school, Doc. I keep an even temper and I take care of my business. I don't worry about what I cannot control.
Oh, yes. Control. Tell me, Sheriff, what do you control?
Right now, the speed of this vehicle and the precision at which we are driving.
Are you sure about that?
Sure as Shirley Temple.
I used to believe in control. Not anymore. It's a strange thing.
Well, I'm all ears, Doc.
Sheriff, there is more to our world than we can see, than we can hear, and that we can know. We only see 1/10 of what is visible, the light spectrum. We can hear even less, and that's just within the 5 senses we use.
Is this some kind of Halloween supernatural pep talk? Huh, Doc?
I'd say first, you'll experience incredible things in order to believe them. When I served overseas, I saw some things I never thought I would see, and it makes you believe.
So what?
Miracles, curses, blessings, and damnations.
I just don't worry about this kind of stuff. I never have. In my eyes, it's just a waste of time.
Ah, yes, time. Time, the great deceiver. When I was in country in the Battle of La Drang, I witnessed something quite unbelievable, but true.
We all saw some shit over there. No picnic, to be sure.
When you think you are going to die, something happens. The fear of death makes one hyper-alert, hyper-vigilant. Each second drags on like a minute. Every minute can feel like an hour. You might fight, your mind fights to find a way to get your body to survive. You may run, you may hide, shoot, take cover. A most incredible experience. You never forget that. The time when I was most afraid was when they fire bombarded an entire land strip. I had already taken some shrapnel and a bayonet at close range. I figured my time was up. I was going to die. One of the VC soldiers had caught fire and refused to stop fighting. He marched towards us on fire, burning and screaming while he fired his gun. He should have dropped from the pain, but he kept going, every step trying to take one more life with him, each second stretching his time out until he dropped to his knees and pulled the pin out of the grenade he had rolled right into our huddled regime. We had no time, so to save my friends, I made a choice. Figured I was going to die, so I leapt onto the bomb, waiting to explode, waiting for the fire. I closed my eyes tight and I prayed to my maker. But it never went off. It was a pure miracle. I got stitched up and sent back home eventually. I kept this grenade. I had it tested. Everything was good inside. It was supposed to go off. It simply failed to do so. So what do we control? Our choices. That's it.
Hell of a story. I'm definitely a believer now.
More of a story of hell if you ask me.
Close up, LCD watch reads 8:45 p.m. Temperature gauge 32 degrees. Haddonfield high angle from night. Desolate and wintry scapes are emerging as torrents of snow come swirling down from on high. Massive drifts and billowing puffs of snow are illuminated by streetlights. The trick-or-treaters have all retired to their houses. This is a powerful and bleak snowstorm. The figures in front of the Schroed house are now covered in some snow. The Schroed house on the adult level, ground floor. Don't Fear the Reaper is playing in on the stereo. A few couples are dancing, some marveling out the windows as the icy storm that is battering down. Nancy and Jamie are laughing about a particular dirty joke. On the kids' floor, the kids are all sugared out. Most are lying down on the floor watching the TV that is now playing John Carpenter's The Thing. Lindsay and Tommy are eating caramel apples. The Short House in the basement. Some teens are dancing to Chumbawampas, tub thumping. A few are making out on the couches. It's very dark and filled with glow sticks, like a tiny rave. Lori, Annie, and Linda are dancing with Ben, Paul, and Bob. Bob is dressed as Ghostface in a Carhartt instead of a cape. Ben is costumed to look like the Terminator with a red blinking eye, while Paul wears a t-shirt with a tiny red alien Ghostbuster breaking through his solar plexus. As we dolly through all the commotion and actually come to a corner of the basement, and seated there in complete stillness is the Shape. He's transfixed on the three women dancing with their men.
Wait. 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 Not yet.
You gonna dance like this at homecoming?
Ben?
Who said I'm talking to you, homecoming? Taking you to homecoming?
What a terrible thing to say.
Well, if you keep dancing like this, maybe I will. The Shape does not appear to be out of place at all. As a matter of fact, his costume disguised him as a perfect chameleon. The most odd thing about him is his utter lack of movement and the complete stillness. Nobody's noticing him. Nobody seems to care. It's an eerie kind of situation in that the faster they dance, the quicker his pulse and heartbeat start to amplify on the soundtrack along with his breathing.
Maybe we can make the midnight show.
Would you forget about the movies? It's a blizzard.
Get knocked down.
I get up again, you're never gonna keep me down.
Now, terrify them all.
The shape's hand drops under the cape. It holds the meat cleaver, glows faintly in the dark. Hunt's car patrolling the main street.
I know what I said. Now go back and check the damn truck. Behind the drive-in? Where?
Dispatch. Dispatch to Hunt.
Hold, dispatch. Find out whose truck it is and why it's there. Yeah, in the middle of the damn snowstorm. Dispatch, come in.
We got a call. Then it went dark. Could not trace it in time.
From where?
All we heard was Lafkin Lane.
Strode House?
Not sure.
Roger that, I'm on it.
Hits the cherries in alarm as his car turns around in the swirling snow and makes its way back down the main street. Brackett's car at night. Snow pelts the windows as the wiper blades slash back and forth quickly.
It's really starting to pour now.
Loomis stares nervously at his wristwatch.
Sheriff, you better.
Say again. Say again.
I think we got a situation.
Hunt. Come again. Where are you?
Loomis looks at the radio, his heart starting to race.
Lights are out. Strode House.
Brackett hits the squelch button and tries to get the static to clear.
Damn snowstorm. It's ruining the reception.
Going inside now.
Brackett turns the car around in the shop and bag mini lot as Loomis holds on. The car slips on the snow, wheels spin.
Hunt. We're en route. 10-4. Bracket to HQ. Please send backup to 45 Lapkin Lane. Deputy Hunt is first on site.
The cherries go red as the car slides down the street. Lapkin Lane, the Strode House. Hunt's patrol car is parked. He looks over at the Strode House and sees no lights on any windows. No sounds either. No music or party sounds. There are some tracks leaving the house in the newly formed snow. Lots of tracks. Multiple drag marks in snow. He recognized them and it appears that they tracked down the street to a huge spot where a semi-truck may have been parked. As the snow is shallow and creates a large rectangular shape on the street near the sidewalk.
Oh, shitballs. That truck was here?
We cut to over his shoulder. As a flashlight pans with us, he rushes over to the Strode House and notices the back screen door slightly ajar, the wind blowing it a few inches open. The mudroom, Strode House. The light beam cuts through the darkness, and we fall on a table filled with food. It's dripping punch or something red and sticky. Nobody's here, empty.
Hello? Anyone in the house? Mr. and Mrs. Strode? Jamie? Nancy?
His voice starts to shake as we pull in on his face. Then holsters his gun. We can hear a TV playing faintly in the background. He turns a corner and sees the basement door. He advances down the steps into darkness. Lapkin Lane, street corner. Brackett and Loomis are out of the car. Snow hits them.
How many people did you say were at this party, Sheriff?
They pack it in, 40 to 50 people. Hell, my wife and daughter are here tonight.
There are no lights on in there.
Oh, this cannot be right.
They move quickly past Hunt's patrol car toward the same entrance. The figure in the yard covered with snow. Figures in the yard covered with snow. Strode basement. The beams of Brackett's flashlight rest on Deputy Hunt, sitting still in a chair with his own light on.
Hunt, what the hell is going on here? What's that awful smell?
Loomis stops him as they both look up to what the flashlight illuminates.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Loomis is aghast. Brackett looks like he has been struck by lightning. Now we see why Hunt is nearly paralyzed in the chair. For what we see is A twisted and bloody puzzle of human bodies, piled body upon body, dismembered and bloody, perhaps 12 or so in all. We can see faces with eyes open and mouths screaming, frozen in place. It looks like some kind of disgusting modern artwork because all the bodies are still wearing their Halloween costumes. How the bodies are placed together with limbs splayed into one another looks like some kind of sick Rubik's Cube made up of slain bodies. Knife wounds and other jagged cuts and marks fill the bodies. Some bodies have pieces of table legs or glass pieces lodged into them. Behind us, written on blood across the wall, is this: Muck Ola. Brackett's hat drops off and drops to his knees when he recognizes his own wife's pretty face is buried among the mess of mangled flesh, her head still wearing the nun habit.
Dear God, we are too late!
My wife.
Hunt sits in a chair, his mouth open, slack-jawed. Brackett tries to pull his wife out of the puzzle of human bodies as Loomis tries to stop him.
It's not safe. He still may be here.
My wife. My wife!
Screams turn to shrieking sirens as we smash cut to. Police everywhere, Sherwood House, crime scene. Still during the night. The ongoing blizzard is making it difficult for the amount of police and coroners to get anything done. This is a chaotic scene. People on the block are looking out, their lit up windows from behind lit jack-o'-lanterns, as a few in parkas bravely come out to witness the utter massacre in their neighborhood. A helicopter blazes over the house with a floodlight as the machinery takes over, and suddenly we are back inside the house at the third floor level. Crime scene tape is being placed almost everywhere. The third floor, Sherwood House. The state police commander is a huge basketball type player, African American man, maybe 45, wears a Smokey the Bear hat and steel tip boots, long black leather coat. He harkens from Texas, and his men often call him Tex.
We got 25 to 30 bodies here. This is insane. Seeing we're gonna need way extra help. No reporters. The entire town will be in panic. The coroner's got bodies upstairs, downstairs, dismembered. It's pure chaos. Don't give me that shit. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Snow or no snow, blizzard or not, send the National Guard, send a SWAT team. Hell, send everybody.
Perfect.
The big screen TV is muted, but it now plays Star Trek II, the Wrath of Khan movie where William Shatner's face as Captain Kirk visage can be seen while Deputy Hunt and Brackett are seated at a table, dumbfounded, both smoking cigarettes. Loomis takes a small sip from his flask. Brackett looks at him. He offers him the flask. He downs a gulp and hands it back.
Hunt was first on the scene, trying to locate my daughter. Her cell phone is not picking up.
We don't have a single witness. Where are all the kids at?
They're not here. My bet is he's taken them.
Who? Taking them where?
My patient escaped yesterday from his transport.
And you're telling me one fucking guy did all this by himself?
I know it seems incredible, but I tried to warn everyone.
Loomis steps aside with the commander as Hunt and Brackett continue to talk.
Since when has our town become the village of the damned?
Since tonight.
You're his doctor. You tell me something?
The word Muck-Ola. It's an ancient Celtic deity, a demon or ghost, which stands for the word Makala, which means echo.
And you're telling me Michael Myers is into this voodoo bullshit?
He has a mark on his inner forearm. It's a Celtic rune stone, the mark of thorn. He never had this at birth. It appeared to be burned into his arm after the killings that took place in 1978. It connects with Makala. This is his work, I tell you.
Back to Brackett and Hunt at the table.
I couldn't even protect her.
Brackett's cell phone beeps.
Text. Daddy, help us.
Brackett looks at the cell. Hope floods his face.
It's my daughter. She just texted me.
Brackett jumps out of his seat as Loomis and Commander look back onto what's being conveyed.
What's it say?
Help us. He must have them somewhere.
Brackett texts her back frantically.
Where are you?
He waits as the men quiet on the crime scene. As everyone is looking at the center of attention, even Hunt is snapped out of his catatonic state. Cell phone screen. Text A. Inside truck. Save us. Brackett angrily muddles as he texts back.
On our way. What truck? They're inside a truck.
The truck behind the drive-in?
You guys checked it out? I thought you guys checked it out!
We did. It was abandoned. As soon as we heard it, well, here I came.
Sheriff, control yourself.
Where is this truck?
High angle, city blocks, Haddonfield, still at night. Snow pouring down makes visibility quite difficult from within the helicopters. Two men shine a spotlight out the side. Crane down through the trees and thick foliage. The truck is nestled hidden under a viaduct. Inside the truck, the cargo hold. Annie, Lori, Linda are shell-shocked and bloody. Annie's a black eye and swollen lip. Linda's wig is gone. It looks like some hair has been torn out of the side of her head. And Lori's entire military top has been ripped, showing some cleavage. Not a pretty sight. Makeup smeared with tears, sweat and blood. Among them are a dozen or so children sitting huddled, moaning, crying softly together. These are the kids from the party, two of which are Tommy and Lindsay. All of them are terrified.
Did it go through? Tell your father. Tell me your father got the text. God help us.
I can't dial out, but I texted 911 and my dad.
This goddamn truck is stopping our reception.
On our way. He got it. He says he's coming.
Can he track his cell? I mean, it's 1998. Nobody has cell phones yet. I mean, where are we?
Tommy and Lindsay huddle close to her as the truck begins to move slowly. The brakes and gas engine engage.
I told you the boogeyman was real.
What, my mom? Are we dreaming?
How much did we for? Are we moving?
Lori comforts the two as Annie steadies herself.
Paul maybe survived. I think he was able to get out the back door. I'm not sure. Maybe he saw where he took us.
In the truck cab, the Shape drives the truck. His costume has seen better days. It looks like he's worked in a butcher shop, frayed. Flayed skin and what looks like somebody's ear turnout sticks to the fabric of his black cape. His white mask has squirts of blood sideways streaked here and there. It's a new look for him. None of the blood is his. It's all from his victims. He turns the vehicle. Viaduct night. The truck headlights are off and traffic is non-existent. The rig moves slowly from under the pass and the idles as it sits still again. Snow stopping it from plowing down the street. The cargo hold truck. Lori's a maternal one huddled with the kids and trying to soothe them. Annie's trying to text on her phone or call, setting the antenna of the 90 cell in various places to get better reception. Linda is babbling to herself and kind of losing it.
Totally fucking insane.
Linda, calm down.
I watched my boyfriend get his head cut off. How will I ever be called again? What is that thing? Nobody can do what the thing did. Nobody. He literally swallowed up the kids to get them all out of here. Like, who can even do that?
Annie embraces her.
He stops the truck and comes back here. We're gonna try something. We have to.
Clutches a key between her knuckles.
Damn right we will. We are the fearless Haddonfield Tigers, after all.
In the streets of Haddonfield at night. Blizzards make it difficult for the cop cars to go very fast. so they're moving slower than usual with the full sirens and cherries running.
Jeez.
They look like an army of brightly colored insects moving through the white fluffy snow as some slide and skid. Brackett's car. Lewis is in the back seat as Hunt and Brackett sit up front. Brackett is at the wheel. Hunt seems more lucid.
It's important that we no longer estimate him at this point. If we do, we could fall similarly.
Fail? There's no way I'd lose my wife and daughter in one night. I don't care if the son of a bitch is Mephistopheles himself.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
What, are you praying now?
Sure, let me pray. I mean, we all need all the help we can get.
Hallowed be thy name.
With the truck.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
The truck glides out to the main street. The helicopter catches its light glinting off the steel silvery top as snow clears the view for an instant.
On earth as it is in heaven.
From the helicopter,
Pilot.
Right. That, you got a fix on the truck coming out from the street, heading for the Haddonfield Memorial Clinic. It looks like
Commander.
Moving northbound to the clinic.
That's gotta be it. What were the plates? Hunt, talk to me. Hunt.
Plate number reads Alpha X-ray 969.
I'll sign that number.
Pilot.
we cannot see the plates, but it fits the description.
and the streets, wheels slosh and spin as wet snow and water whip by the camera. Cop cars whiz by at ridiculous speeds as the blizzard around them makes the cars move in dizzying ways as the drivers try to control the vehicles within. Inside Brackett's car,
To be a goddamn blizzard. I'm losing control of this.
he tugs on the wheel as they all lurch forward.
Hang on!
From the street, it's a drug. The car careens across lanes, swerving on ice and snow. It nearly slams into the Vincent Drug storefront, but Brackett is able to slide around into a figure eight. In Brackett's car,
Maybe I should be driving, Sheriff. You just did a double donut, sir.
Hey, keep that chopper's position.
Brackett's car tires spin on the ice and he revs incredible seven tacks. His wheels spin and the car heaves to and fro but gets no traction. He hits a four-wheel drive and the car jerks back into action, burning out in the slick ice with a deafening rev of the engine that is really being pushed to its limits. On the night street, the car sirens glowing, twirling, making a steadfast lane, even though they are skidding and their driving performance is stunted severely. Two cop cars smash, one hits its rear end, knocks it over a bike rack on a sidewalk, horns on. Another cop car swerves, nearly striking the lamppost. The state troopers' cars are going as fast as they have the edge on the locals. More cars rev out on ice. We can see from above the truck plowing through snow like a giant shark. A salt truck turns the corner slowly in front of it as the truck hits its plowing line straight through its middle. A huge explosion of salt flies everywhere, blinding the state troopers' vehicles and causing them to crash out. The truck continues to drive as if it has some special way of not losing control of itself. Brackett's car.
Son of a bitch, he's gonna have to do better than that if he thinks he's just gonna slink back out of my town.
Have the state troopers alerted the SWAT team yet?
Minxfield, Chicago, landing tarmac at night. The blizzard is yet to hit Chicago, and two small helicopters with SWAT written on the side of the steel doors are loading up with armed soldiers. The propellers start to spin. Brackett's car.
Hunt, did you find out about that SWAT?
State, this is local. You got a fix on the SWAT team yet?
Loomis shakes his head.
Come again.
Come again, State?
The truck at night, Lori, Anna, Linda, and the kids sliding back and forth as the truck wiggles. The truck slides around like a snake, waving through the snow as a tire blows out. The right front steel wheels hit the pavement and wet sparks fly everywhere. In the truck cab, the shape jerks forward as the steering wheel fights him. His front wheel now scraping asphalt as the rubber completely tears loose and flies up onto the windshield of the closest state trooper vehicle. State trooper vehicle. The rubber flies onto the snow-covered windows as the wipers slash furiously. State trooper.
Ah, shit, no control.
The car swerves and goes right into an embankment, completely covering the windshield with snow from a huge drift. The driver and passenger slam forward as airbags deploy and pin them back in their seats. Back at the street, Brackett's car is now taking the lead while he's fighting the torrential blizzard in the slick streets. His car is determined to get to that truck. The truck smashes through a shopping bag lot, half on the street, half on the sidewalk. He begins to plow into the steel grocery carts, flipping them over the cab, bouncing them off the back of the truck until they're literally flying through the air like bombs. Inside Brackett's car,
What is that?
the windshield clears briefly, and we see a flying grocery cart coming straight for us. Brackett swerves hard as the cart narrowly flies by the vehicle and misses them.
Forgive us our trespasses.
Back to the truck. The truck starts to buck sideways as the cab and rear are now in a major sideways slide. The pavement is like ice slick and slippery.
As you forgive those who trespass against us.
Brackett's car. Another car bounces out the front hood of Brackett's car, causing the hood to fly open and smacks the windshield. Then it tears off sideways as steam begins to rise from the labored engine. Brackett's car.
You're pushing it too hard, Sheriff! Easy!
Don't tell me
Easy!
about easy.
Tires spin as ice kicks out snow from rear wheels. The street, claxons blinking. Haddonfield Memorial Hospital ahead. The beam of the chopper continues to follow the truck as it zigzags and fights to continue towards the parking lot of the clinic.
He just was in control of the truck.
In the truck cab, the shape struggles at the wheel and finally rips the entire steering wheel right off the base. Now the truck is completely out of control. Exit the street clinic entrance. The truck goes sideways as the cab starts to topple over. The blizzard crashes down onto the truck as it finally jackknifes up in the air and flips completely on its side. The truck at night. The three final girls and the kids roll with the truck. It's like an interior roller coaster. Screams and panic. Laura holds on to Lindsay and Tommy for dear life. At the street level, sparks fly fast and furious as the truck continues to slide in a freewheeling downward fashion, descending an asphalt ramp to the back-loading dock of the clinic building's rear. In the truck cab, the shape flies up into the side windows. The entire cab slams into the ground and rips free from the truck that is now disconnected from the cab and flies toward the loading dock of the clinic. And Brackett's car.
Get on the horn, notify the clinic.
Horns blare as the state trooper's nearest vehicle behind Brackett's car smash into his car from behind, and a massive pileup begins. Brackett looks in his rearview mirror and realizes what's about to happen. At the street, like some sort of awful domino effect, the insane amount of ice has caused the entire police convoy to spin, slide, and crash into one another at an amazing rate and speed. Police are thrown back into their seats as airbags deploy, as we get random shots of how this pileup affects many of the cars and the drivers. Brackett's car.
I got no control. Hunt!
Lead us not into temptation.
Loomis grabs his seatbelt and then makes the sign of the cross as the car begins to flip sideways. A snowbank. It does a double roll and lands completely upside down on a snowbank off to the side of the parking lot. The other cars behind it are smoking and sirens are slowly dying out as the lights continue to flicker and glow. It's like an entire regiment of noises and lights all sinking into the ocean of snow as if it were a storm at sea.